Hey, this is Tony with Salt Strong, and in this video I wanted to share a tip for rigging artificial shrimp backwards. Now this is quite a popular topic up for debate, whether or not artificial shrimp should be moving in a forward motion or a backwards motion. And the truth is it really doesn't matter too much because shrimp move in a forward and a backwards motion depending on whether or not they're spooked or getting chased by something. So when a shrimp is naturally moving, it's naturally moving in a forward motion very slowly. And then when it gets spooked or it's trying to get away from a predator, it kicks its tail and goes in a backwards motion. So a lot of people think shrimp are rigged wrong when they're moving forward, but honestly, doesn't matter too much. So in this video, if you do want your shrimp to go in a backwards motion, I'm going to show you a little tip on rigging that will definitely help you out with that. Now with these artificial shrimp, when rigging them backwards, what's going to be a big factor that's going to get the best action and also make them easier to rig is the type of material that they're made out of. Now Z-Man Plastics, as you can see, this stretchy elastic material, it is more ideal because it gives more action, and also it's better suited for these weighted hooks, because how I'm going to rig it, I'm going to show you, you need the lure to be able to slide over that weight that is on the hook. So that stretchy material definitely helps. This is a Z-Man scented shrimp. And then this one over here, this is actually a Chase Baits flick prawn, but this one's made out of that very tough TPE material. Same type of material that other products such as Voodoo Shrimp or Savage Gear, that's the same type of plastic they use, and it's more resilient. So when a hook goes through it with a pretty big weight on there, it's not going to tear up the material like, let's say, gulp shrimp or something like that would do. So let's go ahead and rig this shrimp up. Very simple. Now with the hook that I'm using here, this is a Chinlox hook. This is made by TT Lures for Z-Man Soft Plastics. It's got a little keeper on the front here, and then it's got the weight down here. And I recommend going with at least a 1/8 ounce for this application. And the size of the hook, I would go about one size down from what you would normally use when rigging up the shrimp in a forward manner. So this is a 3/0 hook. It's a little bit big for this bait, but I'm gonna make it work. So what you want to do is basically line the hook up backwards. So you want the hook point to be close to the head of the lure, and you want the eye to be close to the middle of the body. As you can see, that shrimp would be rigged up backwards. So you're going to go through the top of the body with the hook point where that eye is. So sort of pinch that area with your fingertips to get a good idea of where it is. And just like with any other rigging method, you want, or you don't want actually, that hook to be too far down on the bait, closer to the middle of the body, or else you're not going to get action back there. So just slide that bait over that weight. As you can see, it's easily slid over that weight, and just push that lure up to the eye of the hook. And then from there, it's just the same as you would be normally rigging a bait. You know, you're going to get that hook point and have it go through to rig it weedless. And this is another reason why you don't need a hook with a very big gap on it, or a long hook or a big hook like a 4 or 5/0 on these smaller baits, because that hook point is closer to the back of the bait now. So if a fish comes up and grabs it, you're going to have a better chance of hooking into that fish. And again, the eye of the hook isn't too far up the body that it would affect the action of the tail, because as you pull that lure back, it's going to kick that tail down, and as you can see, that's a natural presentation of a shrimp as it's going backwards and fleeing from a predator. So the way you would want to retrieve that, just give it a few quick pops, twitches, and then let it fall down to the bottom and settle for a few seconds, and just continue that retrieve, and that will basically give this lure a more natural backwards fleeing motion of a shrimp. And you don't have to cut the tail off. Again, that tail is going to bend, make that shrimp look more natural in the water as you pull it backwards. Now another tip with this rigging, if you are rigging them backwards, I like to use a loop knot. As you can see, I have a loop knot attached to the eye of the hook, and that just allows for more freedom of motion, especially since the eye of the hook is very close to the body, and that just allows the line to move. So as you're popping this shrimp backwards gives a little bit more motion so that it's not a snug knot on the eye there and right up against the body. So now let me go ahead and show you another example. This is the Chase Baits Flick Prawn. Again, that TPE material. These baits usually come with a hook attached to them. And what we're going to do, we're just going to switch that hook around. We're going to flip that hook. So take the bait out of the body, like so. As you can see, this material is very stretchy as well, just like Z-Man, but it's a little bit stiffer. And we're going to, again, go down through the top of the body with the hook point, out through the bottom, push that weight through. There, as you can see there, the hook, or the eye of the hook, is in the center of the body and exposed, so you can tie your line on there. And then again, just get that hook buried out of the way, like so. And there you go, you have a backwards rigged shrimp. So again, just a quick tip, if you do want to rig your artificial shrimp backwards to have that natural fleeing motion as you retrieve them through the water, you could definitely try this out. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Also, we'd like to know your feedback if you have a special way that you would like to share with us on rigging artificial shrimp, whether it be in a forward or a backwards presentation. Definitely let us know. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.